As a courtesy, please turn off your cell phones your cell phones to vibrate or silent. We are social, so please share candid photos with us. You'll find our Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram handles in your programs. When posting pictures, please use the hashtag ACELing2023. Thanks.
So guys, you guys know Asian Corporate Entrepreneurs is the fastest growing Asian American organization in America, unless TSMC starts to hold on to it. But I think that Jason probably has a plan for that already. With the successful rebranding in 2014, we're selling more dynamic game and image boxes.
I know. Rodney, go ahead and pass those short
You're on the all card.
Yes, I'm on an all card. He's on a zero card.
As we continue our responsiveness, I'd like to recognize our sponsors for the year 2023 that are helping us to achieve our goals for this year. Our 2023 sponsors are SRP, Wells Fargo, Tri-City Stores, Blue Cross Blue Shield, Discover, Walmart, APS, Southwest Airlines. Yes, I should have made sure you guys know that. Walmart, APS, Nielsen, Southwest Airlines, Equitable, Avnet. Okay, Avnet's here to play. All right. ADP. No one's here for ADP. Okay. I'll talk about it. Hallmark, Mayo Clinic, and Redwood. Over here, we're very grateful to our sponsors that support our mission efforts with the ACELing who consistently supports us year after year. So we would like to welcome Melanie Steffenberg to the stage to deliver ACELing's corporate award.
My name is Melanie Steffenberg, and I am the Director of IT Strategy, Planning, and Governance at Arizona Public Service, who is a proud sponsor of the ACELing organization and has been a partner since 2011. I do also have the distinct honor of serving as the executive sponsor for our API employee member group at APS, dedicated to promoting awareness and understanding of our Asian community and culture, advocating for diversity and inclusion in the workplace, and providing support and resources for our AAPI employees to succeed and thrive in their careers. Arizona Public Service is our state's largest electric utility. We generate reliable, affordable, and clean energy for approximately 1.4 million customers in Arizona. But many people don't know that APS has roots in the Asian community right here in Phoenix. We were founded by a Japanese immigrant named Hachiro Onuki in 1886, more than 25 years before Arizona would even become a state. As an Asian American woman, this makes me extremely proud to represent APS here today. APS understands by investing in this conference and itself, it provides the opportunity to build on the cultural strengths that help Arizona continue to thrive. This evening's gala marks yet another successful end to the yearly ACELing and Leadership Conference. It represents a marker of progress towards our collective journey of accomplishment, achievement, and empowerment. Thanks to Jason Wong, Faye Ferguson, and all the MCs, speakers, sponsors, and volunteers. And thank you to all of you for attending and being here this evening. I hope you enjoy.
We're excited to as we move forward into the next phase of growing our organization and offering more innovative and relevant programs to our members and our community of Asian American professionals.
All right, you guys, as you continue to enjoy your dinner, we'd like to invite the Academy of Asian Art Foundation on stage for the first performance. The Academy of Asian Art Foundation is a nonprofit organization established in 2009 by Sam and Acharya Nirasa. The organization's CEO, AAF, aims to promote Thai culture in all aspects, including Thai classical dance, through participation in cultural events throughout the U.S. If you're interested in learning more about Thai culture, AAF also offers classes. The first dance is Monty. It's a dance from northern Thailand. Tea means umbrella, so this dance shows the beauty of costume and umbrella. Let's welcome our dancers, Amanda Ekabu and Katisera Rotejaya Kalkut, with Worksmart USA 2022. Because if I can make it up and down those stairs without tripping tonight, that's going to be amazing. All right, that was a wonderful performance. Let's continue. How's everyone doing? How is your Caesar salad?
Every year, Excel continues to grow their programs to help each individual meet these goals. This year, Excel launched the Accelerate Women with a vision of inspiring AAPI women to rise and cultivate authentic, heart-centered leadership to transform our families, workplace, and communities. To tell us more about this program, please welcome Aparna Babla.
Hello everyone, good evening. Hope you're having a great time. My name is Aparna Babla. I'm a financial services provider and a leadership coach. I joined Excel last year. I'm very thankful. Jason introduced me to two wonderful humans, Christy Lee and Anna Lee. And together we co-founded the Accelerate Women program. What is Accelerate Women? Well, our name says it all. We're about embracing our strengths and rising as heart-centered leaders, advocating for each other and for causes that are important to us, transforming our homes, workplaces, and communities, and empowering one and all to learn, to share, and to grow together. Accelerate Women is for emerging and experienced women professionals, and our topics are not exclusive to women, but they're relevant and relatable to women. We want to inspire deep, candid conversations and create places that are safe for us to share about what's most important to us. One of the things that is key to our program is our focus on self-care. Each of our workshops has one element of self-care. Why? Because we all know it's important and we really don't prioritize it. So we've made it a focal point of our program. We have a workshop coming up on October 18th. It's about the inner game of prospecting, so please join us. It's October 18th at 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. And our speaker is Connie Kuransky. She's a sales coach with 20 years of experience, and we'll go deep into conversations about sales and how to talk and make yourself relevant. So please come join us, and thank you for listening to me.
Before I introduce our next speaker, so Kim, you can probably start walking to the stage in this moment. I'm going to bring up an important topic, allyship. So we would not be here tonight without the support of everyone, coming from all different backgrounds, cultures, and experiences as we partner in this really important work. Also, Asians can be notoriously frugal, so please donate. We need your help. Phil's going to come up and to sweeten the dough. I don't know if you guys know this, we didn't talk about it, but Roger is known as the voice, and he is extremely talented in a lot of different types of voices. So to sweeten the deal, we're going to include a free voicemail to your child, nephew, niece with the most potential from Mickey Mouse. So if you all can just, close your eyes for a second for a sneak peek of what kind of message you get after you will donate.
Thank you, Carol, for your donation.
I hear you guys Lilo too. Okay, Phil, come on up.
I normally speak off the cuff, but today, because I think this message is especially important, I have some prepared words. We only come together 2 times a year in group setting. One is now, which is packaged with a conference of content and networking. And the other is half a year later for an event that is about celebration and recognition. This professional organization, like many, was founded on a desire to bring people together. And that work, create relationships, and in the case of ACEL, to encourage people of Asian descent to grow and nurture their leadership skills. It would seem that we have made some progress here in our state, but the reality is, when you look at the talent of the Asian community that is both in this room tonight, but also conspicuously absent tonight, the level of talent in the Asian community is not commensurate to the number of leadership positions that we occupy across industries. This is why we need to do better and come together to love one another, to create opportunities, and to pursue such positions because our voice needs to be understood and needs to be heard. When you look at a nonprofit organization, the mission is only as good as the engine behind it. And this is where we need your help. It's not about how much you give, it is the act of giving that counts. If we only come together twice a year, and for the majority in this room, you may only be able to make it once per year, or maybe once every few years because of scheduling conflicts. Let's make tonight the night that you express your support and your beliefs that we, as an Asian community, must do more to pursue leadership positions and have a larger footprint in the state of Arizona. Who will be the first to make a donation at your table? On behalf of the board, on behalf of the ACEL membership at large, thank you for your support, and let's work together to build a better engine and take a step forward.
You guys, are you guys ready for the awards?
All right, to say that there are many brilliant and hardworking individuals within our community would be an understatement. But every year, there are those who go above and beyond in their respective fields. This year, we have 5 awards to highlight these astounding individuals. To present these awards, we would like to invite Jack Wu, ACEL Board of Directors, to the stage. May we also call our ACEL Chairwoman of the Board, Faye Ferguson, and President Jason Long to go over the left side of the stage for pictures with our awardees.
Thank you, Roger. Hello, everybody. We've got 5 categories of awards. 5 awards across 5 categories to present tonight. As you all know, ACEL acknowledges the importance of role models. Role models guide us, support us, and inspire us. And we'd like to present some awards to very deserving individuals here across these categories. We've got the Corporate Leader Award, Entrepreneur Leader Award, Community Leader, Educational Leader, and Diversity and Inclusion Leader Award. The first award we're giving out tonight is the Corporate Leader Award. This award is given to an outstanding exemplar of corporate excellence, aspiration and leadership within the state of Arizona, with a stellar combination of experience, ambition, and integrity. This year's awardee has made an immense impact in our community and is actively changing the healthcare landscape in the state of Arizona. ACEL is pleased to present the 2023 Corporate Leader of the Year Award to Mr. Max Chen. Max Chen is the Chief Information Officer at Avnet, a skilled and visionary technology executive. He leads all aspects of IT, focusing on cybersecurity, digital security, and transformations to make Avnet a digital-first organization. Mr. Chan oversees the local IT team, ensuring a robust and optimized IT environment. He also heads the digital system integration business, delivering services and solutions to both internal and external customers. Before Avnet, Max served as the CIO, Asia at VF Corporation and VP of IT Global Supply Chain, building efficiency at Johnson Controls. He holds a bachelor's degree in mathematics from Malay University in Malaysia and an MBA in strategy from the University of Brigham in the UK with deep understanding of digital trends and technologies. Max's leadership has been instrumental in driving Avnet's technological growth and innovation, positioning the company as a leader in the digital space. Give it up for Max Chan.
After that, I don't know what else I say. But first of all, it's deeply honored. I'm deeply honored to be recognized here. Jason and I met 7 years ago when I was just myself, and I thought the sense of belonging to this community. At that time, I was not the CIO at Avnet. I've been with the company for 11 years, but Avnet is a company that has been around for the last 102 years. So 11 years is not a long time, because I have many colleagues, my boss, for example, the CEO, has been with the company for 24 years. However, since I was promoted to the CIO and officer of the company about 5 years ago, about 5 years ago, there is this very quick recognition that we really need more representation of our community across the organization. And that is something that I've been working hard on, and also the reason I keep coming back and contributing to this great community and this great organization for us. So Jason and me, heads off to all of you, please continue to do what you do, and I'm truly honored to be recognized tonight. And before I go, I have 2 things. I think timing just, sometimes timing is very interesting, because this year, Avnet decided to launch our very own Asia Pacific Islander ERG. And I have a team there with me. All of us the energy to get more participations. And lastly, I would like to congratulate all the honorees tonight as well. Thank you, everyone.
Leadership Award of the Year is 2023 ACELing Community Leader of the Year. Wait. Stretch. Rewind. Next category is the Entrepreneurial Leader of the Year Award. This award is given to an outstanding entrepreneur who has demonstrated excellence, success, and innovation in Arizona and has made a substantial impact on the Asian community. Focusing on providing development opportunities to untapped populations and empowering diverse communities to live inspired, purposeful lives, this year's awardee is dedicated to improving the lives of others. ACEL is proud to present the 2023 Entrepreneurial Leader of the Year Award to Dr. Adeleda Severson, Can we call Lars Severson to present the award to his mother?
Hi everyone, how's it going? My name is Lai Severson. I'm the oldest son of my parents over here. Where's Joe? Adelaide and Barry Severson over there. I'm also the best son because here is my mother. Getting brand new points for doing this, so it's a good thing. Not to mention my little brother's in the life, so that just goes to show where I stand. I'm sure they wish they were here, but 21 years old, I'm at college, Saturday night. Can't blame them. Anyways, I feel about how much better I am than both my little brothers, but I'm not the one receiving this amazing award tonight. It's my mom. Amazing. Entrepreneur of the Year, Entrepreneurial Leader of the Year. That's awesome. Mom, this is truly such a great, amazing accomplishment that, I'm super happy for you. Although I only worked under you for a summer, it was so amazing to see how tenacious your leadership was, and you constantly displayed that throughout the entire summer. I'm sure everyone is clearly aware of how amazing you are as a leader in the person. I'm one of the only 3 people in the entire world that knows your life as a mother. So I figured I'd share something more interesting that rather than how great you are as a leader. So I figured, this being an Asian conference, might as well tell a little story about a very stubborn Asian mother. So the first thing that comes to mind is her making me play the piano from a young age. I feel like that's a very common theme for Asian kids. And I feel as though my mom tried to play like a long con. I kind of see it more as my theory is that she figured that I'd be good enough to play piano at Sunday nights, Catholic by the way, or good enough to where I was a swan and she never had to work again. Wasn't the outcome. It was not the outcome whatsoever. But being loving, yet stubborn, Asian mother, we had to grow up in the Catholic household and we had to get back to the church on Sunday. Lo and behold, once I was old enough, I was able to receive communion. I was thrown into being homeschooled. From age 8 until 13, there I was, all my Saturday nights, Sunday mornings gone. Nothing else I could do but go and serve the church. And, I didn't complain. I did do every once in a while, but I never quit. My plan, like a good Catholic would, and the time I was free, and finally I got to watch my little brother do the same exact thing, do everything that I did, got to laugh at her face, and so forth. Yeah, that was great. And just threw me in karate at 6 years old. I wasn't allowed to quit again. So, for the next 10 years, I don't know what got my ass kicked, but I was able to get a job. And the piece was, I wasn't allowed to quit before I got my job. So I went up there. Oh, jeez. Anyways, what I'm trying to get at is she taught me discipline. And it was truly amazing to know that discipline is one of the core things that I saw really important to do everything that I'm here to do today. She taught us to be as focused on what she's done. She got a PhD, she's very business, and she also had time to basically raise us as children. So, as much as she's an entrepreneur of the year, coach to her being the best mom.
Okay, wonderful. I will. So, sorry about that. Well, thanks, Laura. Thanks for being a great star. And good evening, everybody, and thank you so much. I am so humbled to receive this award tonight. But while I'm really grateful for this award, I can't take all the credit for it. Because there's a lot of people that helped me along the way to get this. First of all, I'm sharing this award with my husband, Barry, who helped to co-found Bush Tech's, our company, with me about over 25 years ago. And, you know, we both experienced blood, sweat, and tears it takes to build a company. But it's not easy to be married, to have kids together, and to build a company together. There are a lot of disagreements and give and take, but at the end of the day, it's the partnership that we have to sustain it. So thank you, honey. I love you. It's also the collective effort of our Bush Tech's team, who are the heart and soul of our company. Without them, we cannot survive. So for that, I'm thankful. And there's also my family and friends to thank. We just met Mars, and we also have a set of twins that are 21. They are unable to make it because they are starting their senior year in college at USC. So they're actually at a football game probably tonight. I don't know, but they had this opportunity because, you know, when you're working with a company, I didn't have a lot of time to spend with them. So thanks for being patient with me. And there are also those who were and are with me, family and friends, who helped to, you know, celebrate the good times and the bad. This award is most meaningful to me because I'm being recognized by the Asian community. It's been a bit of a confusing road for me through the years, as an Asian or as an Asian Pacific Islander. You see, I was born and raised in Hawaii, and when I tell people that, they immediately think I'm Hawaiian. And that's after they tell me that they've always wanted to go to Hawaii, but they haven't had a chance to get their passport. But when I tell them that I'm actually of Filipino descent, they look at me and they're like, wait a minute. They look at me and they say, well, how can that be? Your English is so great. So my maiden name is Velasco. So from Hawaii, when I went to the mainland, I was invited to so that translated to me being Hispanic. So I was invited to all the Latino and Hispanic events, which is great, but I'm not Hispanic. But heck, I went anyway. And then, of course, throw in my married name now, which is Severson, and that just throws everything off because nobody knows who I am. So sometimes I get accused of being too Asian, and sometimes not Asian enough. So the truth is that I grew up in a traditional Filipino home, complete with strict rules. All you Filipinos out there know what I'm talking about, and being raised in Catholic faith. So the only F words that were thrown in my household were faith, family, and this isn't starting with an F, but it phonetically sounds like an F, but philanthropy. So faith, family, and philanthropy. And those are the basic tenets that got me through my business and through life in general. And my mother always told me that it is a blessing to bless others with your blessings. So when you give it, whether it be your time, talent, or your treasure, it will come back to you tenfold in ways that you can never imagine. Hawaii, as you know, is a huge melting pot of various Asian cultures. So I honestly didn't know that I was a minority and what that meant because I never felt like one. But then being on the mainland, it was very apparent that I was. And sometimes being a minority helped me, and in others it didn't. At the end of the day, however, I had to realize that my ethnicity, the color of my skin, and what I believed in was their problem, not mine. So if I was who I was, and whether you liked it or not, it was not my problem. I wanted to impart, though, to all of you, though, that especially those starting out in your careers or in your journey, that as Asians, we add so much color, diversity, and culture to the fabric of society, painting our way on this canvas that we call life and society, leaving a lasting impression for those who come after us to achieve and attain much more than we even did. So this is a cycle of life and a true part of our culture and tradition. So whether we consider ourselves Japanese, Filipino, Vietnamese, Cambodian, Indian, as Asians collectively, our strength and courage is always drawn upon our cultures and traditions, and most especially for the respect that we have for our families and for each other. And so when we cultivate this, it can become a very powerful force. And it should be used to help others along the way. We must be grounded by who we are and based, because that's never going to change. So having that mindset, along with the 3 basic F words that I grew up with, it's what molded and grounded me into who I am today, how I run my business, and how I run life. And so this award is a culmination of that in many ways. So to Jason Long and the ACELing board and group, thanks for having the faith in me to bestow on me this award, for welcoming me into this family, and for being the philanthropic organization that you are. I'm so proud and honored to accept this award and to represent Asian entrepreneurs and business people all over and the ACELing organization. Thank you.
Community is caring for the well-being of others, and no one knows more about altruism than our next awardee, the Community Leader of the Year Award. This award is given to an individual who has shown outstanding example of civic leadership, engagement, and philanthropy to serve not only the Asian community, but the Arizona community at large as well. This year's awardee has devoted his time and passion organizing and spearheading many charitable events within the Asian and Arizona community. ACELing is proud to present the 2023 Community Leader Award to Dr. Tony Lee. Psychiatrist, called Arizona home for 17 years. He's the owner of Synergy Rehabilitation and Wellness Center in Scottsdale, and he's earned 7 top doc awards. Actively serving the medical community, he's the president of the Arizona Society of Physical Medicine and Rehabilitation, and a board member for the Maricopa County Medical Society. Dedicated to community work, Dr. Lee supports Asian American leaders throughout the through the Asian corporate and entrepreneurial leaders, and serves on the board of trustees for the Arizona chapter of Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. Give it up for Dr. Lee.
Those that know me know that I like to talk, but I do only have so much time. So, first of all, thank you, Jack, thank you, Jason, thank you, Faye, thank you everyone here tonight for being with us and honoring me with this award. While this award was given to me, honestly, I'll say Community Leadership Award represents the groups that I've been a part of, and ACELing is one of those groups I've been a part of. So this award also goes to all of you as well, please. So please understand that. ACELing was one of the first groups I joined when I moved here to Arizona, and Jason and I were talking about this. It has to be at least 15 years ago, 17, maybe 17 years ago. And honestly, it's given me the foundation for me to network and to become the community leader that I am. So I want to thank ACELing for that standpoint. But I'm going to go a little off and just starts calling me, I was a little hesitant to answer the phone. I don't know if anyone else has had that same experience or not. I mean, when Jason's calling you, it's usually because he's asking you to be part of something big. And I wasn't sure if I had the time. Because, I mean, it's a commitment that I think I owe to Jason when he calls. And I think we all have that same experience. I mean, we've all been there. I know we have. But then you remember he's calling for a very good reason. As a friend who's just looking to honestly just to check in and catch up with you. Or he thinks you have a bigger purpose with what you can do with your time. So when Jason called and said, I didn't have to MC tonight, so thank you very much. Sorry for the rest of you, but I figured I'd say yes to whatever he's going to ask me. So while I'm here to accept this award, it usually could go to Jason himself for what he's done in our community locally and actually with Excel. So it's truly an honor to be here tonight, especially for being recognized as a community leader from one of the best himself. So like many of you in this room, we're part of many different community organizations. I've been very fortunate to be part of some amazing organizations nationally and locally. And like many of you, I do what I do, not with those of getting an award or recognition. That's not why we volunteer, or why we spend hours after work or on the weekends. But we do it to be part of a bigger community and to truly have that impact for future generations. So, as an adult, you're part of that community, thus you should want to be part of any organization that helps you in the community directly. I feel it's our responsibility to our family and our community. So I'm very fortunate today to be able to say, through my work with the Leukemia Lymphoma Society, I'm able to have that impact. Hopefully everyone else here gets that same opportunity as well. But like I said earlier, Excel was one of the first groups I joined when I moved to Phoenix. So thank you all as well. But also thank you to the sponsors and supporters of Excel. Please understand how impactful the sponsors you all are tonight. How impactful you are onto the people that are here as for the conference, but as for future leaders. It's why we're here, and I want to thank you all for being a part of that and helping me be the person that I am. So thank you.
Our next award is the Education Leader Award. The Education Leader of the Year Award. The Excel Education Leader of the Year Award recognizes an outstanding AAPI who has made exceptional contributions to the field of education. This prestigious accolade honors a leader who has demonstrated exemplary dedication, innovation, and deep commitment to improving educational outcomes. The recipient of this award has shown exceptional leadership in advancing educational policies, implementing transformative strategies, and promoting excellence in teaching and learning. They are champions of educational equity, fostering an inclusive environment, and empowering students and educators alike. The Education Leader of the Year inspires others through their visionary leadership, impactful initiatives, and a relentless pursuit of educational excellence. This award celebrates a trailblazer who has made a significant and lasting impact on the education sector. Excel is thrilled to present this award to Dr. Lupita Lai-Dumone. Dr. Lupita Lai-Dumone is Arizona's Superintendent of the Year for 2023 and has worked in education for over 26 years in various roles and has served as superintendent for the last 12 years. As an immigrant starting school in the U.S. in the 7th grade, she credits her success to the many believers, including family and educators. Dr. Hightower is proud to serve on the Board of Trustees for Grand Canyon University and served as past president for Arizona School Administrators and the Arizona Association of Latino Administrators and Superintendents, and past executive committee member for AASA in 2023. Dr. Hightower was recognized as Arizona Superintendent of the Year, and in 2019, Dr. Hightower received the National Latinx Superintendent of the Year Award, amongst other humbling recognitions, including Arizona School Administration Superintendent Award for mid-sized.
Thank you so much, Jason, and thank you to the entire team at ACEL. I stand before you very humble and honored to receive this prestigious Educational Leader of the Year Award. This recognition holds a special significance for me, as it represents not only my personal journey, but also the triumph of diversity and the power of education. A superintendent's award is always the entire team's award, only one person. You see, as I arrived as an immigrant in the 7th grade to this amazing country with the dreams of becoming a teacher, I faced numerous challenges, from language barriers to cultural adjustments, and at the same time, I had so many believers in my corner who pushed me to follow my dreams, from my family, my husband, to many educators. I owe a great deal of gratitude to my family, my husband, my grandfather, whose unwavering pride in being Chinese has been a guiding light throughout my life. His teachings had instilled in me a profound respect for my heritage and a commitment to preserving and celebrating our rich culture. He would be so incredibly proud to be here, and I'm sure he's smiling down. Because the main goal of our family has always been to make a difference for others. And in our community of Towson, it is an absolutely amazing community of believers and hardworking individuals who are always working together to better the education of our students. And in our district, we have this philosophy and this belief system that every single child is capable of success, no exceptions, and no exceptions means no exceptions. So every single morning, right after the Pledge of Allegiance, our students recite the Kids at Hope Pledge. And they proclaim that they're smart, they're talented, they're capable of success, they have dreams for the future that they're reaching every single day without exception. And most impactful is the adults in the school proclaiming that as an adult and a treasure hunter, they're also going to be searching for those talents, for those skills, for the intelligence that is existing in every single child and youth without exception. It makes us extremely proud of the work that the entire team does, because we're working on behalf of our future. And I accept this honor not only on my behalf, but also on behalf of all the students who see us reflected in them, who want to follow their dreams to make a difference. And let's continue to foster an inclusive and supportive educational environment that embraces diversity and empowers every student to reach their full potential. Thank you so much, Faye, Jason, the entire team, for this incredible recognition. Together, let's continue to make a lasting impact in the lives of others and shape a brighter future for our nation. Thank you so much.
Last but not least, we have our Diversity and Inclusion Leader of the Year Award. This award honors an exceptional individual who has made significant contributions in advancing diversity, equity, and inclusion within their organization and beyond. This prestigious accolade recognizes a leader who has demonstrated a steadfast commitment to creating an inclusive and equitable workplace environment. The recipient of this award has implemented impactful initiatives, policies, and programs that promote diversity, foster an inclusive culture, and champion the representation and empowerment of underrepresented groups. They are advocates for equal opportunities, strive for diverse perspectives, and cultivate an environment where everyone feels valued and supported. The Diversity and Inclusion Leader of the Year Award celebrates a trailblazer who is driving positive change and inspiring others to embrace diversity and inclusion. This award goes to Dr. Kenja Hassan. Guided by ASU's inclusive mission, fosters strong relationships between ASU and diverse communities across Arizona. Her impactful work includes bringing college preparation programs to American Indian youth on reservations, organizing national dialogues on pressing issues, guiding student service projects, and launching influential reports on the status of Arizona's diverse communities. Notably, Dr. Hassan played a pivotal role in establishing the independent community-based nonprofit State of Black Arizona. She currently serves as a liaison to African and Asian American communities and civic leadership organizations representing minority populations. Her dedication to strengthening Arizona communities has earned her numerous recognitions from esteemed organizations such as the Phoenix Business Journal, City of Phoenix Human Relations Commission, Arizona Martin Luther King Jr. Celebration Committee, the NAACP, and more. Please give it up for Dr. Hassan.
Gerald, can you hear me? So table 25. Mark, Cynthia, you can hear me? Okay. So if I start fading out, let me know, and I'll come back to you. We must learn to live together as brothers and sisters, or we will perish together as fools. That is one of my favorite sayings by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. He borrowed that saying from his guiding star, Mohandas Gandhi. So King studied the teachings and philosophy of Gandhi. He traveled to India. He studied everything that Gandhi did throughout South Africa and throughout India to topple the control of a racist regime in South Africa. Okay, granted, it took a lot of years after that for more work, but in India. And Dr. King believed that the path to upturning systemic legal racism in the United States was using the tactics of peaceful, nonviolent protest, the same as Gandhi did. And in 1964, we were successful. I'm sorry, I was here then. I was with my dad. He was part of those protests, and here I am. But in 1964, thanks to that effort, we passed in the United States comprehensive civil rights legislation. So next year will be the 60th anniversary of the Civil Rights Act, during which a number of systemic racist legal policies were undone in the United States. But as part of that same movement, the following year, in 1965, comprehensive immigration reform was also passed. The Hart-Celler Act of 1965 undid a lot of the United States' previous efforts at immigration, which were limited by the eugenics movement in large part, which was a concept that believed that certain races of people were not capable of self-governance and therefore shouldn't be included in this amazing experiment of self-governance that was the United States of America. So as part of that effort in comprehensive civil rights legislation and deciding that we would be a humane, friendly, welcoming country, that scripture, I'm sorry, I'm calling it scripture, but the things written on the bottom of the Statue of Liberty, that should be scripture, that we would welcome all people, whether they were downtrodden and poor, whether they were rich and wealthy, that we would welcome them all. And we would be a nation of diversity and inclusion. So in 1965, when the Comprehensive Immigration Reform Act was passed, we set ourselves on that path to this day, to Asian corporate and entrepreneurial leaders being in this room, in this space, in Phoenix, Arizona. So from Gandhi to King, from 1964 to 1965, to ACEL, here we are, and here I am, incredibly grateful that ACEL has the continued courage to call out a leader in diversity and inclusion. And this is a testament to the fact that creating the beloved community that Gandhi believed in, that Dr. King talked about, is a continual effort. The effort for making sure that all of us belong, and all of us have a place to grow, and all of us can be the exemplars of diversity and democracy in these United States is a continued effort. So thank you, Jason. Thank you to all of ACEL for having the courage to keep this category of leadership. I know there will be pressure in future years to drop that term diversity or to smooth out or soften that term inclusion. But the fact of the matter is, if our predecessors, if leaders, going all the way back to the Anti-Chinese Exclusion Act, if people didn't stand up and speak out against each one of those acts of legal exclusion, then we today wouldn't be here. And darn it, I love seeing work like this, right? I love seeing all these people. And to me, this is what makes America so amazing, that we can have a nation of people from different races, different ethnicities, different religions, different cultures, figuring out how to get along and how to make it work. It is not easy. This task of inclusion is not easy. It is hard, and it is going to get harder, y'all. It's going to get hard. But we have to keep at it, because this is the beauty of our purpose as Americans. So thank you, ACEL, and thank you, everyone.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together one more time for all award winners. Congratulations. Your tremendous achievements give us all the motivation to reach for the stars and be the best versions of ourselves. Up next, let's re-invite the Academy of Asian Art Foundation back to the stage. The second dance is called Creative. It is a classical dance that is said to be performed by angels to give blessings to the audience by sprinkling flower petals. Let's welcome dancers Nagana Pramatana, Miss Thai Arizona 2020, and Winnie the Prasad, first runner-up, Miss Napamar USA 2022.
I'm actually one of the family members myself, but Phil is going to give you a little bit more information about it. Welcome Board of Directors Phil Kim. He is also the Managing Director of Signature Wealth Concepts.
In the spirit of the extraordinary people we are celebrating today, I'm excited to launch a brand new initiative, the Excel Executive Alliance. This is your founding committee. Kim Ho, VP of Sales for Evolved MD. Varesh Tareja, Senior Vice President with Optum Care. Jack Liu, CEO and founder of ProCare Portal. And myself, Phil Kim, Managing Director of Signature Wealth Concepts. The purpose of the AEA is to bring together like-minded professionals who are in the upper echelons of their respective industries, CEOs, presidents, founders, successful entrepreneurs, department heads, upper-level management. Like-minded professionals who are seeking a collaborative and confidential environment in which we might work together to solve individual issues that a member might be faced with, a challenge to tackle, or an opportunity that perhaps a member might be weighing out. The ultimate benefit to the Excel membership at large is that the AEA will be a resource, so that if a member is looking for a direction on an issue, a professional challenge, or an opportunity of their own, they will be able to work with the AEA to deliberate together and obtain varying points of view. In addition to the 4 that you see on the screen, we will be interviewing 4 and adding 8 more members, bringing the total to 12 members to launch the pilot group in January of 2024. If you have a professional background and an interest to be part of this collaboration, please send an email to aea@excelleaders.org or the QR code on the screen, and we will send you more details on the program. Together, we'll foster a network that inspires professional growth and empowers our members to excel. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. Check out Excel's new programs, Accelerate Women and AES Excel Executive Alliance. Now our highlight for the night. We would like to introduce our special guest speaker. It is with my greatest pleasure to introduce our special guest speaker, Van Lai-Dumone.
Good evening, everyone. So I would like to start with an exercise tonight. You see this picture on the screen? When you see the hidden tiger, I want you to raise your hand, or you're feeling extremely wild tonight, scream out roar. Again, you see the hidden tiger, raise your hand, or scream out roar. Okay, people are being wild tonight. Okay, lots of roars. Anyone else? Couple more seconds. Here's the hidden tiger. Written words inside the tiger. Who actually got that right? Okay, a few people. So now that you see it, you're never going to be able to unsee it. So my work is in bringing creativity, creative thinking, and creative problem solving into the workplace. I want to wrap this conversation about leadership around this idea of becoming a creative leader. Creative leaders see things from different perspectives. They're able to see things where others do not, and they can make uncommon connections. And every single person in this room has the capacity to be a creative leader. The other thing about creative leaders is that they have the ability to be innovative and come up with solutions during complex opportunities and times. And they do it for and with their teams. And I think we can all agree, as Asian Americans in the workplace, that we do face some complex challenges that we need to be innovative to solve. And I think we can start right here in this room. As mentioned earlier, my name is Van. I am the founder and CEO of Worksmart. I also serve as a fractional learning officer for mid-sized high-growth companies, and I'm a LEGO Serious Play, certified LEGO Serious Play, facilitator and trainer. I did not make that up, you can look it up. So that'll come back into my story a little later. What I do team and leadership development, all through the lens of something I call creative integration, which means everything I do through creativity, play, and shared experience. I'm often asked why creativity. And the main reason is this. Every single person in this room has the capacity for creativity. Whether you believe you're creative or not, as a human being, you are innately creative. And what that creativity allows us to do is to change challenges into possibility. So what I want to focus on tonight are 3 hallmarks of a creative leader. And then tie that into this conversation of AAPI in leadership. So the first hallmark is that creative leaders understand that different perspectives matter. I'm going to talk about the AAPI perspective in particular. Creative leaders also value the strengths of every single person on their team. And for that, I'm going to talk about my leadership journey and how visibility and sharing my strengths is a big part of it. And the last hallmark I'm going to share about a creative leader is that they understand that a leader's highest endeavor is to create more leaders. I'm going to talk about mentorship. So let's first start with the idea of the APA perspective. How are we doing? So a couple statistics, only 15 slides, please. No, I'm just kidding. So a couple statistics. So the McKinsey did a workplace study of 400 large organizations and found that Asian Americans account for 9% of senior vice president roles, and only 5% promoted into the C-suite. Bloomberg noted that Asian Americans are 154% less likely to hold an executive role than their non-ethnic counterparts. And I'm going to look at the slide for this one, this is a long one. The U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission says that stereotypes still hinder Asian Americans in the workplace. And what they show is that Asian Americans continue to face many barriers to leadership, despite our education, our talent, our training. What they found, studying their data, is that Asian American white-collar professionals are the least likely group to be promoted into leadership roles, less likely than any other race. So I don't know about you, but these numbers don't sit well with me. Because when we do not hold positions at the highest level, what happens is that we lack our ability to share our unique perspectives and make decisions at the highest level. The next generations don't see what's possible, and we're unable to share our unique strengths and impact the company culture. And yes, I absolutely believe that organizations, companies, have an obligation to address this. But I think this is too much of an important issue for us to leave it in someone else's hands. I also think that every single one of us in this room has the ability to impact this. And I think we mostly, as Asian Americans and our allies, can impact this by disseminating or disengaging and also just breaking through the barriers, breaking through those stereotypes, particularly the stereotype of model minority and the monolith. And I have 2 suggestions on how we can do that. So I am a Vietnamese refugee. I came here in 1975 at the age of 2 with my family, right when Saigon fell to the Communist Party. And I grew up in a very traditional Vietnamese household, which in a good way kept me very close to my culture. But growing up, I also heard things like, Van is so sweet and so quiet, what a good girl. Don't ask so many questions. Don't make waves. Just do what you're told. And that's exactly what I did. From elementary school, through high school, through college, my graduate school, and well into my career. And in some ways, it really served me. I got praised a lot. I got more challenging work a lot. And sometimes they even got promoted into management roles, middle management roles, and even senior management roles, but never to the top. It wasn't until I left the corporate world and started my own business that I realized the importance of doing things your way, utilizing your strengths to find your own path to leadership. So I really tapped into my character strengths, which happen to be curiosity and creativity. And as you see from my work, is what drives me every single day, and what I draw on in every single situation. And as I use my creativity and my curiosity,
and form my own style of leadership, every time I did that, I became more confident about my leadership. And now, I can walk into a room full of CEOs, men and women, younger and older than me, and I can state my opinion. I can share my ideas. I say yes when I mean yes. I say no when I mean no. I also work with Navy SEALs who are in transition from military to civilian careers. These are men who are the most well-trained warriors and leaders in the world. And they look at me as a leader, because I do it in my own way, and I've proven my value. And I often wonder, well, what if? What if I had leaned into my strengths of curiosity and creativity when I was leading in the workplace? Would my value have been seen? Would I have been promoted by leaning into my strengths? I'll never know, but what I do know is that good things come from self-expression. So I challenge all of you to find what your strengths are and start leading from there. Start leading yourself first, and then you can lead others. So the second way that I think that we can start dismantling the stereotypes of monolith and model minority is to make ourselves more visible. So 4 years ago, I hired a business coach. I said I want to grow my business. The first thing she said to me was, you've got to be more visible. And her suggestions were, make 30-second video clips and post them on LinkedIn every day. When you need something, post it on LinkedIn and ask for help. My initial thought was, absolutely not, and no. The idea made me so uncomfortable. But in sitting with the discomfort, I realized is that discomfort is telling me that's exactly what I should be doing. Because growth and opportunity and change comes through discomfort, not by avoiding it. So I started, it took me 6 hours to make my first 30-second video. I asked for help, and guess what? People helped me. It's still really hard for me to ask for help, I will admit that. But if you connect me on LinkedIn, I am on there every day, all day long. It's like a second home for me now. So making ourselves visible is really important. And I challenge you to find a way to make yourself visible. And I've now been able to establish myself as a leader in the work that I do, a subject matter expert. And some of you may be sitting out there thinking, well, who am I to? I'm telling you right now that no one's going to give you permission. I read or heard somewhere before, if you want to be a writer, write. If you want to be a speaker, speak. No one's going to give you permission. You have to give yourself the permission. So make yourself visible on LinkedIn or wherever you feel, not going to say comfortable, wherever you feel most uncomfortable. All right, and I'm asking you to do things that clearly are going to be challenging some of us. And the beauty of this is we don't have to do this alone. I want to share one more statistic with you. Only 26% of Asian Americans strongly agree with this statement. I have support to take on leadership opportunities at work. 26%. Again, a number that doesn't sit well with me. Can you imagine bringing this number, this grade home to your Asian parents? Completely unacceptable. So I want you to do another exercise with me right now. On the screen, you see a set of numbers, 1 through 60. So what I'd like you to do is connect the dots from 1 through 60. And give you 45 seconds. Once you've connected up to 60, go ahead and raise your hand. This is going to be a loose 45 seconds. I'm not tricking you, the numbers are all right. We're down to 15 seconds. Okay, we've got one hand up on this side. Got another hand up. All right, a few more. Okay, about 5 or 6
40, 30, 10. Okay. It's the slow folks out there. All right, we're going to do this exercise again. Except this time, I'm going to give you a framework. I'm going to give you some guidance. Number 1 is going to show up in the top left-hand corner. Number 2 shows up in the bottom right-hand corner. 3 in the bottom left-hand corner. And 4 in the top right-hand corner. And you're going to follow that pattern until you get to 60. Everyone understand? Okay, another 45 seconds, 1 through 60. Again, raise your hand as soon as you get to 60. Some additional line shows that should be quadrants. Okay, let's get those hands up once you get to 60. Okay, 3 hands in the back. All right, over here. Okay, another 5 seconds. Okay, a few more. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so you're gonna raise your hands to 60 this time. Okay, so 7 more than the first time. How many people got further than they did the first time? Okay, that's most of the room. So this is an illustration of mentorship. That you can get further when you have help. You can get further when you have some guidance. So my friend Kate Black, another Vietnamese refugee woman, she wrote a book called Raise Your Edge. And she wrote it specifically for immigrant women in the workplace. And what she says is that we are often navigating in the dark. And what she means by that is that we come into the workplace knowing one way to work, or trying to get to the top, but we don't really have a path to do that. What we know to do is we know to work hard. And when that doesn't work, we work harder. And when that doesn't work, guess what we do? We even work harder. But to what end? Besides burnout and frustration. But what we have to realize is there's a different way. And that different way is through this room right here. Is through community. We don't have to navigate in the dark. We don't have to do this alone. This is a room full of people who want to help, who understand that the only way that we can find our way to the top of leadership positions is not by doing it alone, but by doing it with other people and getting help and asking for help and giving help. So if you're in a position to mentor others, please do so. Apply for the ACELing mentorship program. And if you are someone who is looking to move up in your career, reach out and ask for that help. We don't do that often enough, even in a room full of people who are here for the same reason. So get uncomfortable and ask for help. I mentioned I work with the veterans, the Navy SEALs, and I work with them through a program in San Diego called the Honor Foundation. And the Honor Foundation is a 3-month program that works with these Navy SEALs from transitioning from Navy SEAL into corporate or civilian careers. And part of that 3-month program, they ask them, or they actually require them, to have 50 cups of coffee. So these are men who don't ask for help. Very uncomfortable asking for help. They're the ones usually helping other people. And they're asking them to reach out, cold calls, emails, referrals, connections, whatever it is, and have 50 cups of coffee. And ask people, what do you do? How do you get there? Can you help? So I did an exercise the other day on my workshop yesterday. I said, are you as brave as a Navy SEAL? And I'm going to ask you the same thing here. If a Navy SEAL who never has asked for anything is so uncomfortable doing this, we can do this too. And the reason why I want to do it is I want to stop navigating in the dark and getting to the light.
find a clear path to the highest level of leadership. So I was going to close out my talk here, but Kim Ho and Jasmine convinced me to tell a story. And this is a story, and I'm glad they did, because it really is fitting. So this is a story of how these 20 Vietnamese refugee women became the first licensed manicurists in the United States, including my mom. So when we came here from Vietnam, our first home was at Camp Pendleton Marine Base in San Diego. And after about a month there, we were transferred to Hope Village, and it was an integration center up in Sacramento, where volunteers, civilian volunteers, came and helped us in our transition. And hundreds of people volunteered. There was one woman in particular who was assigned the role of helping the women at the camp find a career in their new country. And that happened to be Hollywood movie star Tiffany Hedren. So if you do not know who she is, she's Melanie Griffith's mom. And if you don't know Melanie Griffith, she's Dakota Johnson's mom. So for every generation, so Tiffany started a program to be typing and sewing classes in Melbourne. But my mom and her friends were curious about something completely different than typing and sewing. They were curious about Tiffany's long, red, manicured nails. And Tiffany could have just completely ignored that curiosity and said, "Thank you so much for typing and sewing," but she didn't. She listened to their perspective. And she asked, what if? What if we can get these women trained and licensed as manicurists? So the first thing Tiffany did was she went down to the local beauty school, and she asked, no, not the beauty school, she went down to her manicurist in Los Angeles and asked her, would she be willing to come up to Sacramento weekend after weekend and help these women learn how to do a basic manicure? Dusty Cruz Patera said yes. So they learned from her weekend after weekend, and they loved it, they were excited about it, they were good at it. But that didn't make them licensed manicurists. So the next thing Tiffany did was she went down to the local beauty school and asked them, would you be willing to take on these 20 women as students? They can't pay you. And most of them speak English. Citrus Heights Beauty College said yes. So after 10 weeks, 400 hours of schooling, my mom and her friends all passed their manicure practicum and written tests in English to become the first 20 licensed Vietnamese manicurists in the United States. Thank you. So this is the power of being creative leaders and the power of mentorship. In terms of creative leadership, Tiffany listened to someone else's perspective. Even if they were just, how much of the part of these were Vietnamese refugee women, but she still cared about their perspective. They all brought their strengths to the table and shared and made themselves visible. And mentorship. The mentorship from Tiffany, Dusty, the staff, and the owner of Citrus Heights Beauty College allowed my mom and her friends to create a life for themselves, a career for themselves, and a future for their children. How many of you have ever had your nails done by a Vietnamese manicurist? Men, raise those hands. I know you're out there. Thank you so much. Proudly, proudly. Okay, many of us, most of us, and some of us who didn't make it here. So, you know the story clearly doesn't end with these 20 women. It was the refugees and immigrants who came after us, who were mentored by my mom and her friends so that they could enter the career. And the refugees who came after them were mentored by them, and they entered their career. 40 plus years later, the manicure industry is now dominated by Vietnamese Americans. 59% of manicures across the country are Vietnamese, and 80% in California. It's an $8.3 billion industry. All started from creative leadership, compassion, okay, enable a lot of things. Creative, but for today's purpose, creative leadership and mentorship. Okay, one last exercise that's going to require you to stand up. Everyone, please stand up and face me. Okay, I'm going to ask you to put your hands in front of you just like this. Okay, and take your right arm and reach back and look back and see as far as you can go. And without hitting the person next to you. Okay, come back to center. And let's do this again, except this time I'm going to ask you to stretch a little bit further. So you can go a little
The arms back, again without hitting anyone. All right. Were you able to go a bit further? Yes. Okay, you can do the other side too if you want, just for balance. But the point is, every single person in this room is here for the same reason. We care about the same things. And particularly in this environment, about Asian Pacific Americans and our place in the workforce, our place in the leadership roles. We all care, clearly we all care, we're all here, but I'm asking if we could just stretch just a little bit more and do a little more than you're comfortable with. You can have. So last thing here as I summarize. The picture you see on the screen here was taken at Jet Propulsion Laboratory, NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory. I was doing some programming there. And on the wall, it says, "Dare Mighty Things." So I'm going to ask you all tonight to dare mighty things by becoming a creative leader. Value your own perspective. Know and utilize your strengths. Create more leaders through mentorship. And let's lift ourselves up as a community and dare mighty things. Thank you.
Let's give them another round of applause for a great speech. It's been a great 2 days for me, and I hope that you feel the same the last 2 days with all those different speakers, different workshops, sessions, panel, and get to meet a lot of different visitors that come from all over the country. And I hope that by attending an event, networking is always, obviously it's the most important to all of us to connect with each other, but there's a deeper meaning behind it. As we hear other speaker or volunteer or board member have mentioned that, we try to always improve ourselves. The most important thing is we want to be able to reciprocate moving forward. So building a community is not just social purpose, social lives, but meeting friends, but also we wanted to see our Asian American community to rise. And in order to do that, we need sponsors. So we cannot do it without all the sponsors that have supported us at this conference. But a volunteer is just as important. And we've been planning this in February, so the last 7 months, our volunteer have put in a lot of time. And after work hours from 5 to 8, almost every night we get busy. We are always on a Zoom call, in person, and occasionally we do coffee. But at the end of the day, when we see the turnout, the support that you all giving us, all those hard work a volunteer put together, I think is well worth it. And because of that, I wanted to thank you, our event planning team. So and all our volunteers that have supported our conference the last 2 days. I would like to all to stand up. I want everybody to know that who you are. So volunteer planning team. But we cannot do it without, a ringleader. And you all probably think that I'm the ringleader. There's somebody behind the scene that kind of keeping everybody in check. I do all of this, like, but my partner in crime, Faye Ferguson. Probably the last 6 months, I text her, call her, and Facebook message her. I have all ways to connect with her. There's no way that she doesn't respond to me, but she's able to figure out how to.
Ignore one, you will try the other method.
But get it done is what is the matter. So the reason why I wanted to kind of share with you that, I don't want to talk about mentorship anymore because I know you all know the application deadline is coming up. I don't want to talk about any other program, but I do want to emphasize that our volunteer is the heart and soul of what we do. And because we're a volunteer organization, we're always looking for more support. Now, I know all of you here might have time to volunteer. I know a lot of people have a lot of time. So tonight, after this event, contact me if you wanted to be part of ACEL and be part of this volunteer group. For those of you who don't have time, it's okay. I like to ask for referral. So, email me, text me, just let me know that, who do you think would be a good fit for this organization. Now, aside from Phoenix, we have things that even more out there. We have 7 chapters outside of Arizona, Phoenix. And many of you know we have Tucson, we have LA, Orange County, Denver, and Wisconsin, and we also have, did I miss somebody? Las Vegas, yep. And we are working on expanding to, if you see that there's any other group, any friend or potential network that would be a good fit for what we do in other city, please feel free to send it to us. Lastly, I wanted to thank all our community partners, and this year we have about 50 community partners helping us to make sure that this conference is a successful conference. Other than that, I want to make sure that all of you have a very nice evening, and we look forward to seeing you at our next event, and very soon. Yeah, so that's it. I just thank you again for your time, and thanks for being here today.
Thank you. Have a great night.